Good afternoon, everyone. I'd like to introduce you to Bas Relief tile making. A few of these designs are intermediate. The one I'm going to be showing you is going to be a little bit beginning. So here's our challenge for the day. We're going to take our slab here and place it onto our canvas board. Some items we're going to need are a ruler, some water, and a scoring tool. We're going to use a spoon or a knife, depending on what you use at home and what you have. We're going to have we can use the end of our paintbrush. If you have a little paintbrush around, don't worry about it. You can use a pencil. We're going to use a sharp pencil, and we're also going to use a dull pencil. So the dull pencil we're really going to use for scraping stuff out. Cool? All right, so relief tiles. All right, relief tiles are all about raised and lowered portions of the tile. So we have this tile template already put out for you, and what we're going to do is do a quick sketch onto there, and I'm going to show you just a simple design of a jellyfish. Now you're going to do two tiles. Now two of these tiles together should have some type of corresponding story. What I'm going to do here is just do a simple sketch of what I want to do for the raised portion of my tile and a lowered portion of my tile. Now, remember, if it's raised, don't make the pieces super fragile and sticking out like spaghetti or something like that. They would break off super easy. So try to think about the thickness and the weight of your items that are being laid down onto the tile. So I'm kind of already thinking that my jellyfish, the main portion of it is going to be really bulbous and sticking out, and the tentacles that hang off of it are also going to be sticking out, but I can kind of just lay them down on the slab like spaghetti. Now the kelp beds that the jellies swim in, and also the little backgrounds are the waves. I'm going to put in a little rock here, and that rock is going to be raised up a little bit, but I'm going to have a little bit of indent in there that that gives a representation of the kelp. So the little background area that we have here, I'm just finishing up. And I'm going to add into probably a couple little extra features that we have going on there. So I'm going to speed it up just a little bit, and I'll meet you at the other end. All right, so we have all our items labeled here, and it lets me know which is going to be my raised and which is going to be my indented basilar relief portions of my tile. Here's kind of a quick little example of what it should look like when we're done with it. And now I'm going to place it onto my slab, and I'm just going to trace it around with a sharp pen or a pencil around the outlines of all the objects. So I'm going to use the point of my sharp pencil to kind of poke around all of the portions that I'm going to have raised. And then what I'll do is I'll actually place items, I'll slip and score items onto the slab, whereas everything else I will just kind of carve out with that dull pencil or the end of my paintbrush. I can also use my sharp end of my pencil to kind of carve lines into that element too. So do a little outline here, and then I'm going to cut clean my clay, and when I'm done with this, I'm going to start working my items onto my relief tile. So check it out. Here's what it kind of looks like when it's done, and now I'm just going to start cutting portions out. So I'm going to fast forward it, and you'll be able to kind of see what I'm doing and how I'm working this relief tile. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit. Here's the little holes. I'm going to also make another little tracing using the same template onto another sheet another slab of clay, and I'm going to add those items into my slab of clay. So just going to create my tile piece here using I could use the sharp end or the dull end of my spoon or my knife. Going to wet it down, it glides through your clay a lot easier, and if you don't, it kind of sticks to the clay and kind of tears it. So whatever you're cutting with, just dip it in water and then you'll get a nice clean cut. All right, I'm just going to take the shape from the top of the jelly and I'm going to match it to the top of the jellyfish on the tile. So I'm just going to kind of smooth it down a little bit here, and I'm going to carve some grooves. The grooves are kind of carved out with my pencil like I do here, and then I'm going to make a little jelly tentacles that kind of hang down, add a little water in there with that, and I'll just kind of place them in there wherever I need to. My little ripples in the water up above and the kelp that's kind of floating up from below was all carved out with kind of the dull pencil, and then using a little bit of the sharp pencil to just kind of sharpen it up a little bit. All that, when you use your paintbrush, you can smooth it all out, and you'll get out all the little goopies, and all that little graphite that's in there will start to go away. So I'm just using a little bit of water to kind of shape a few things and slipping and scoring those items, rounding them out and touching them up with that last little bit of paintbrush. I'll make the little rock down below, slipping and scoring it, putting it on there, and then just cleaning up the rest of it with a little bit of water on my paintbrush. Hope you enjoyed this project, and I hope you can create your own challenge. So remember, have fun with art, and let's get a little muddy.